Thank you for joining us on such a special day. I would like to ask that the following people join us on stage. Senator Moore, Brendan Melican, Scott Ucino, who will be back in 1 second. Mrs. Batchelder, Mr. Cullen, good job. Our students who have a special message for us this morning. A special thank you to my helpers. We have Celia Bouchard, Brianna Taylor, Colin Lura, Brian Grady, Sean Pellerin, Connor wasn't able to join us, and I had a little help at the very end from, I'm sorry, hang on 1 second. From Sam Vincent and Madison McDermott. Thank you all so very much. All right, boys and girls, you get to go sit in your special seats. Be careful carrying those letters. Good job. Now I would like for you all to stand for the pledge, which is going to be led by Keely Munjum, Destiny Snee, Maureen Grady, and James Pellerin. Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, boys and girls. And now we have a student who is going to sing the national anthem for us, accompanied by Mr. Godbob. Welcome, Katie Hayes.
Can everyone please stand?
That was absolutely wonderful. And speaking of brave, that took bravery to get up here and do that. All right. And I'd like to thank all our other student helpers. You all did a wonderful job. Thank you. This morning I will be introducing a few folks who have been instrumental in helping us bring this project from concept to reality.
But first, I would like to give a resounding thank you to the members of the Douglas School Building Committee, which I have been honored to serve on. I would like to start by recognizing the chair, Mitch Cohen, who has given generously of his time throughout this project. I also want to thank Paula Brulette, the vice chair. Scott Usino, who already gives so much to the schools by way of serving as chair of the school committee and assisting with the band, did such a nice job performing this morning. He also serves on our building committee, once again assuring the best for our students. Leslie Bro, Shirley Mazinski, Melissa Goen, they have all worked diligently on this committee, bringing this school to fruition. Thank you so much. Others from our town and school staffs have served beside this committee members and assisted greatly throughout the process. Mike Kaczynski, Town Administrator, Jean Lovett, Town Finance Director, Bill Cundiff, Town Engineer, as well as Courtney Keegan, Business Manager for the School Department. Our principal for the former intermediate school, Mrs. Batchelder, has also served to advise the committee of the needs of her students. Of course, our teachers have also helped immensely, packing and unpacking so graciously. It has been much appreciated. There is a particular debt of thanks due to Jeff Cloette, our facilities director. Jeff has stood beside our construction experts throughout this project. He and his dedicated staff plan the logistics of closing one school and opening this school flawlessly. Another thank you is due to Donna Souza, who along with consultants and vendors designed the technology, security, and communication systems for both buildings. This is a huge undertaking, and both she and Scott Villamere, our network technician, did a remarkable job getting everything planned and up and running. The common thread represented by all of these folks is shared by our parents and our committee members, as well as members of the Douglas Pride organization, who was so instrumental in helping to educate our community to the needs of the district in regards to school overcrowding, and they made a genuine commitment to providing a solid education to students and a safe and engaging environment. I would also like to recognize our design team from Danisco Design, Ken Danisco, Leo Filippi, Craig DiCarlo, and Donna Danisco. You can only marvel at their visionary work. Thank you so much. Our school is truly beautiful. I would also like to thank our owner's project management team from Heary International, led by Tom Ellis and Al Cadcagno. Their oversight has helped us finish this project in a cost-effective and efficient manner. Thank you so much. I also want to thank CTA Construction for all their hard work to accomplish the realization of this wonderful school where we are today. It has been a real pleasure for me to see the joy on our children's faces as they claim ownership of this beautiful facility as their school. Thank you to the town of Douglas for allowing me to be part of this remarkable achievement on behalf of our children. I would like to acknowledge Brendan Melican, who is here today representing the Massachusetts School Building Authority, our partner in funding this project and providing valuable oversight and advice throughout all aspects of the project. Thank you for joining us today. At this point, I would like to introduce Mitch Cohen, Chair of the Douglas School Building Committee.
Thank you, Nancy. This is fun. About a little more than 5 years ago, in May 2008, town meeting approved the first funding for the feasibility study for this project. 5 years later, look where we are. A beautiful new school built for the folks, especially in the first couple of rows, all the kids in the audience. One of the things that I wanted to talk about briefly, I promise, is perseverance. That sometimes some people think this town doesn't move forward. We were able to move the town of Douglas forward with this project, forward substantially. And I'm very proud to have played a role in this, but all of you and many, many more played a role. And we did this because it's actually 7,000 children are actually going to benefit by this project. MSBA's rules are that a school should be in use for at least 50 years once built. And if you count all the grades that are going to go through here over the next 50 years, it's about 7,200 kids that will benefit from this building alone. And that's why we did this. So if you think that you have an idea for something to make the town of Douglas better, do it. Get your friends together, get the right town officials together and get it done. Because it can get done, it will benefit the town. And I'm very happy that we'll be benefiting the kids here in Douglas today. Thank you.
I would like to invite Scott Yassino to share his remarks.
Thank you. Continuing along the line of moving forward, I just want to remind everybody of where we've been and where we're going. This school represents the step into the next phase of education for all of our children. We bring them forward in technology. We move ahead, better equip them to leave Douglas Public School System and compete in the workplace eventually when they finish college or military or wherever they choose to go. And just to kind of go along the 50-year timeline that Mr. Cohen spoke about, I came through the Douglas Public School System until the 8th grade. And I attended first through 5th grade at the old elementary school as you drive up to the new elementary school that was built in 1978. When I started in that school, for those of you who were maybe starting in this school, we had things called reel-to-reel tape recorders. You were happening if you had one of those. And, when the cassette tape came out, we all thought, I'll never replace my reel-to-reel. And when the cassette came out, we also said that'll never replace the old 8-track. I don't know if people had cars with these tapes in the dashboard that were about this big. Then the compact discs came out, and we said those CDs will never replace the vinyl, will never replace the tapes. And as our lives have changed, so has our education changed, and the things that we need to provide to our students to stay current change. If the town and the people in the town didn't support the change to move you guys forward, we'd be teaching the equivalent of the reel-to-reel tape, which I would imagine for most of you would seem like the shovel in the coal. So I just wanted to pause for a moment and reflect on where we've been, where we are now, and realize that the town has always been very supportive of education in this town. And speaking on behalf of the school committee and the entire district, thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Senator Moore.
Thank you very much, Superintendent. Let me just say that obviously, although he was a pinch hitter holding the sign, Scott Vincent has the right uniform on with the Red Sox, and holding the exclamation point is probably a good thing to do. When Horace Mann was president of the Massachusetts Senate and launched public education, now there was in fact things I served with Horace Mann, but he said there were 4 components to a good school system. One was to have the leadership in the community to oversee that school system. Clearly, Douglas, with both the school committee and the school building committee, has demonstrated that the town can provide and has provided the leadership necessary to pull off a project of this nature. Secondly, was to have a supportive community. And the community certainly has come forward and provided the support financially, has had the large community of the Commonwealth through the School Building Authority provided the resources, the financial resources necessary to develop a state-of-the-art facility for the students of Douglas. Third was really to have an outstanding faculty, and Douglas has for a long time had outstanding teachers who are dedicated and care about the students that they serve. And finally, it was to have a building or buildings that were appropriate for the school, for the students, and for delivering the right level of education. And certainly with this new facility, that promise has been kept as well by the community. So I think we're certainly in the forefront of education and education reform here in Douglas and in the Commonwealth. The performance of students across the state has been outstanding, with the best in the country. And so we want to make sure that the young people of today and tomorrow continue to have the resources, the faculty, the facilities, to continue to stay in that forefront as they move on to become not only good employees in whatever career field they go, we would engage citizens in their community, whether it's Douglas or wherever they ultimately settle. So I commend the people of Douglas and commend the leadership in Douglas for this project. It is certainly one that I know those of us who represent the state side of things are very proud to see this way that your sales tax dollars are going to support a project of this nature. And it's one that is certainly one that's going to pay off in dividends for this community and for the Commonwealth and the country for many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Moore. I'd like to represent Representative Fatman.
Thank you and good morning. It's wonderful to see such a great turnout on a Saturday morning for such a great event. I haven't represented Douglas very long, only since January in the legislature, but I've represented long enough to know what a great community it is, based on the people that I've met and the vision that's been set forth by local leaders, including this project. Elementary schools are often the birthplace of great things, not just for kids, but for their parents, for the teachers who serve, and especially not just in academics. For the children, of course, you have the math, the sciences, the English, all these different skills that you'll grow and learn, but you also learn the more important things in life, how to make friends, how to communicate, getting along with each other, sharing, and that's something that's incredibly important and something that will be happening here for years to come. Mitch had mentioned that this will touch about 7,000 children, but I'd actually suggest it will touch many more because of the skills that these young people here learn. They'll go out into the world and they'll share those with other people. And for someone like myself who grew up in the town next door in Sutton, I had the opportunity when I was younger to come to Douglas, to meet the kids, and make friends for my entire life. That's something that will continue, and that's the legacy that we leave to these kids. Douglas has always been a place that is willing to make investments in its future, and this is one of them. So congratulations, and we look forward to being a part of it, coming here, and sharing those memories. Thanks.
Now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Batchelder, who is the principal of this beautiful building.
First of all, I'd like to start out by saying, on behalf of my partner and dean of students, Mr. Godbout, we are so thrilled to be the building administrators in this beautiful space. And I have a very fun task this morning of just reflecting with you for a minute on what you are about to see as you take a tour through our new building. Of course, the star of the day today is our energy efficient green building that is 90,000 square feet of light, bright, and beautiful. The lighting is automatic throughout the school. We have a chilled beam heating and cooling system, an acoustic sound field system to ensure that all students can easily hear the teacher speak. We have hard surface flooring throughout, which minimizes allergies and is much easier to clean than carpets. So no harsh chemicals also need to be used on the floors. You'll notice as you walk through the building that the walls have a variety of textures and colors. And one of my personal favorites is the Lyptus wood from the Brazilian rainforest. It's beautiful, it's a renewable resource that is hard and durable. We also have comfortable benches to sit and have a quiet conversation and reflect throughout the building. And of course, our technology-rich environment is second to none. The excitement in the building is at an all-time high as our students are now working with their teachers to implement the new technology, particularly the iPads. I had the joy on our open house night of speaking with a fourth grader, and I asked him how his journey with the iPads was going, and he said, "I love it." And he said, "I don't know a single kid who doesn't." So it's really a wonderful time and so exciting. So just a few highlights if we look at each floor. We'll start with the third floor. This is our permanent home now for the 4th and 5th grade. So when the buildings transition, they will stay where they are. As you look out the windows on the third floor, you can see our beautiful new track coming to fruition. You'll also notice the Eno boards. This is not just on the third floor, but throughout, which serve as interactive whiteboards. Also, the flexible seating, the desks and chairs can be reconfigured to meet different grouping needs. And there's also a sink in every classroom to promote cleanliness and health. Our second floor is the temporary home for the 6th and 7th grade as they await the move back to the newly refurbished middle school. And notice that on that floor we have the gym, we have the public entrance in the foyer there, and in the gym the windows are frosted on one side to provide shade from the sunlight. Then moving down to the first floor, we again have a beautiful technology-equipped cafeteria that we're sitting in now that also doubles very effectively as an auditorium. We have light-filled and spacious music and art rooms. We have a visually striking, state-of-the-art library that is beautifully furnished and inviting, creating a sense of warmth and comfort, the perfect place to curl up with a good book. Counters are also built with a child's height in mind, which is appropriate for grades 2 to 5. The nurses' suite is designed to promote comfort and privacy. The administrative offices are conveniently located and equipped with buzzer system and security cameras. Our playground is in progress, and of course our basketball court that we were just standing on is providing a wonderful play space for the children to enjoy during recess. Throughout the grounds, you notice the beautiful landscaping and plantings. And so all of these wonderful features combined just make it such a joy to work in, to learn in, and to be together in as a community. And Mr. Godbout and I are just so thrilled and so honored to be a part of this historic day. And just want to say thank you to all of you in the town of Douglas for this wonderful opportunity. And as you proceed to enjoy the building, I just want to remind you that, of course, we can't have a party without cake. And so after you've enjoyed walking through the building, you're welcome to come back down here where we will have refreshments and cake for your enjoyment. So thank you so much.
Before we bring Mrs. Lane back up to officially close the proceedings and begin the events of the day, I just wanted to make sure that we recognize, she stood up here and thanked everybody that needed to be thanked except for one person, and that was herself. Her vision and her leadership through this project has been really what got us rolling. The business office, the town finance, all the town officials, Mr. Kaczynski, the building inspector and the other inspectors from town, all these people that really spent an awful lot of time on this project will continue to spend time on this project in the next building. So before she comes up, I just hope we give Mrs. Lane and the people that I mentioned applause. Thank you.
The fun part, when you actually get to go and explore our new building. And while you're off doing that, there will be staff members in each floor in case you have a question, but there will be cake when you come back down. So it wouldn't be a party without cake. So please go explore, and we'll see you back down here in about 15 minutes. Thank you.
What's it all about? Nice to see you. Other people come back. Nice to meet you. Mitch Cohen.
Oh, well then don't bother.
No, that's all right. I'll just do it in between.
Okay. I just thought it looked good.
Oh.
Disappearing grass.
just a display case. They hadn't sprinkled it.
Diary Olympic.
Who made it with sprinkler?
Mommy, Diary Olympic.
Amazing. Hold it.
Aww.
Hold me.
I was trying.
Someday, honey.
This way.
See, look at this. That's a neat little design.
Yes.
You know what?
Come on, guys, your parents are way ahead of you. Right. I don't know which way you're going. Went to the gym. Done it again. I went to the gym. Upstairs.
No, that's Mommy Kelly. I don't know where the gym is. I thought it was on the first floor. Maybe not, I don't know. So if you put yourself around, so maybe. So I think upstairs. Why, when I turn it on, why isn't my Mac syncing to that? And she finally said, Sue, you don't have anything plugged in. And I started, it was all up, I had turned it on, I had this part in, and somebody interrupted me.
This is a nice library
It's a lovely library.
compared to the other one.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge step up for students in Douglas.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, this is the teaching space.
Do they have, do you still read books out loud to them and things in
Right
here?
over
There's
around
a-
the corner here, yep. We read aloud as we start over there, and then we choose books, and then we come over here and we work on our iPads or whatever I'm working on at the time.
Oh,
I don't think you've seen those lovely chairs over there.
no. So they do technology classes?
Yes, yep. I have 50-minute classes throughout the week. Yeah. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this my favorite one? I already picked up 2 books. Max needs the 4th Harry Potter. One of the boys needs the first Harry Potter. So I've already checked them out. Isn't that gorgeous, though?
I thought it would.
Yeah, and there's a nice amount of people.
I was really thrilled that many people came.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah. Even the high school students want to come here and work.
Do they come after school?
Yeah. They've been, a number of them have been in, yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're very lucky.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, how long have the kids been in this building? Is it the beginning of this year?
Since the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
We moved in probably the week before the children did. I think, actually, me and Bev moved in 2 weeks before. Teachers moved in 1 week before. And then the kids came in, the children came in first day of school.
Wow.
Which is very exciting.
How many students are
We
there?
have about 550.
Wow.
Yes, yes. And we're all transitioning very well. And they're doing great, and they're taking on the challenge. So we're very, very excited for the school year to come, and we're enjoying it.
Good.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm part of their class.
Honey,
Yep.
somebody's.
Back here.
Should I go pick it up? No. Should I go pick it up?
Look away.
Mommy, does my ear have glue in it?
Your ear does not have glue in it.
Hey, because it sure feels like it's gonna stuck in my ear like I hear.
You can do that first thing in the morning. No one else. The morning you just walk here. And then walk around.
I know, right? Let me get up early to this.
First Tom. All right. Follow him. He's coming.
So that would be like, if some kids are on it.
Well, we have
Basketball leagues here.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we worked really hard at that. It was pretty funny when we were in.
There's your fees.
They were just
What grade are you in?
5th.
Cool.
Colin's in my class. Uh-huh. That's cool.
Colin, stop eating.
Oh, yeah.
Primary. Yummy. School. Colin! What?
Say what grade you're in.
I am? Already said.
Oh, I'm in second.
Yeah, I'm in Miss O'Hearn's class. Homeroom. I'm in second in Colin. What?
Wealth of information.
What?
Now you want attention all the time, and now you have it.
I do.
You're not doing it.
So do you have different classes, or do you stay in one
Yeah,
room?
I'm switching classes. I have 3 teachers, Miss O'Hearn, Mrs. Martinson, and Mrs. Bronzo. My brother's kind of the nicest group in this school, but he didn't get to come because he has a soccer game today.
Nice. Well, thank
There
you.
you go.
Not many people wanted to be interviewed, so that's good.
You should look in the library.
Oh, yeah, I did. I interviewed
It
Mrs.
is
Nichols.
Ah, Mrs. Nichols is there.
Okay. So much footage.
Yeah. I can't read or write, but I can speak.
I'm good. It looks great.
Hello. Hey. Want to be on TV?
Progress.
Not really.
Okay.
But thanks for asking. I don't know for whatever reason. Oh, yeah.
Mitch Cohen, I chair the school building committee.
Congratulations. You've been working on this for a long time. I remember you were doing the initial meetings explaining the schematic design funding that was needed a long time ago.
Yeah, that was fall 2010.
Wow.
We were preparing that part of the project. And it was March of 2011 when town meeting and the ballot approved the project, and we've been hard at work ever since. We then went ahead and finished the designs and went out to bid around December of 2011, and then February 2012 is when we signed the new contractor on and they got started. And here we are, more than 18 months after that. On Wednesday, September 4th, Kids were in the building. That was a lot of fun to see. Right now we're in the library, which is maybe the educational heart of the building. Very proud with how this turned out. Bright lights, lots of room for kids and books to sit in various areas. Over on the other side is kind of an open classroom area for when a group of kids come in and a teacher wants to talk with a smart board and everything else.
So for those who haven't been watching the school building committee meetings, it sounds like you're all still working on some aspects of this school.
This building is substantially complete. It's actually a technical and legal term which we reached in August. But there are some obviously punch list items that typically remain out for about 60 days after substantial completion. The most visible aspect are some of the exterior metal panels. Most of the outside of the building are formed aluminum panels that are painted at the factory and then brought on site and then installed. And there's one main factory in the country that does these things, and it's become a very popular aspect of the building to many buildings. So they were a little overwhelmed and a little late in getting us the products. So that work is still ongoing. It's not a safety aspect of the building. It's not an insulating aspect of the building. It's kind of like the building hasn't been completely painted yet. So those panels should be done by sometime in the early part of October, and that will be the last construction item in here. There's a lot of touch-up paint and things like that are still going on. Again, that will continue for a little bit. Outside, now that the construction is done inside the building, they can finish the fields. The field spaces were staging areas, so that's where steel was laid out, where there were a lot of containers filled with materials that would eventually come into the building. So they're finishing the fields right now, and then it takes several months for the grass to grow and everything else before you can go ahead and use it. So we're really anxious to use the track, but you have to let the grass grow or else we'll tear it apart the first day. And the other half of this project, of course, is the middle school next door. And that right now is in shambles because we are tearing it apart to rebuild the floors, to rebuild the walls, the HVAC system, install a fire protection system, which was never put into that building before. And we're going to start basically putting that back together now over the next few months. And then when that's done, 2 of the grades in this building will move over there. Grades 6 and 7 are here right now temporarily. They move over to the middle school. Grade 8 will come down from the high school to the middle school, and the other grades sort of shift around. So eventually this building is 2 through 5.
Nice. Well, I have an environmental question relating to the track and the field. As far as this being a green building, I'm not sure if you're the right person to ask about this, but if it's a green building in school, what are they doing to try to limit the amount of pesticides and chemicals that they use? Do you know anything about that?
I'm not the right person to ask that. I know that that's part of the plan. We're actually planning to be a LEED Silver building. LEED is a national standard for building construction, for being good to the environment and good to the community as a whole. And that's not something every building does, and it's not something we have to do. We actually do get some extra reimbursement from the state for doing that. And as we go through the certification process, they'll be looking not only in terms of how the building was constructed, but what the school department's plans are for how to maintain the building and the grounds. And so that's something that I know people have worked on, and other people can answer. Unfortunately, I can't. But a good question. I'm glad you brought up the LEED Silver, because I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's very nice. Well, you've been answering questions about this for a long time,
for years and years, yes. But I'm happy to.
Maybe one more. I've heard some of my family, some town members, wondering why the ribbon cutting was today if the students have already been in the school.
There were 2 reasons. One, we wanted to get the building done before we had the ribbon cutting, and we were working to get everything done right up until the 4th of September. Because we wanted, really, this building isn't for the ribbon cutting. This building is for the teachers and the kids.
Right.
So we were focused on that. The other part is, if we had it done at the end of August, or we had the ribbon cutting at the end of August, which we could have done, it would be empty. You wouldn't see things up on the walls, you wouldn't see decorations, you wouldn't see it being used as a school. It would be more of a tour of a museum. And that's not what we built this for. So we wanted the kids to get in here, have a couple of weeks to set it up and get excited about it, and they're very excited about it. And then we plan to have the ribbon cutting now. So here we are, the 21st of September.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tessa.
Yeah.